सभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। विष्णुपाद पुरासराज कचर्य स्त्रोत्र श्री वेंकटेश भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। All glories to assembled devotees of Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Shri Prabhupada की। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंजाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदी गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरोन्नतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनेति नामने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निरुशेषण्यवादि पश्चात देशतारणे। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, chapter number 17, text 13, the chapter entitled The Descent of River Ganges. This is actually just text only. यत्र देवपतया स्वै स्वैर्गण नायकैर्विहिता महार्हणा सर्वर्तुकुसुमस्तबकफल किसलय श्रीयमान श्रीय नम्यमान वितपलता विटपाभिर् उपसुम्भमान रुचिर कनकास्र मायतन वर्षगिरि द्रोणिषु तथा चामल जलसायेषु विकच विविध नव वनरूह मोद मुदित राजहंस जलकुक्कुट कारण्डव सारस चक्रवाकादिभिर् मधुकर निकराकृतिभिर् उपकूजितेषु जल क्रीडादिभिर् विचित्र विनोदै सुललित सुर सुंदरीनां काम कलिल विलासहास लीलावलोकाकृष्ट मनो दृश्यमान स्वैरं विहरन्ति। Please repeat after. Yatraha, in those 8 tracts of land, Devapataya, the lords of the demigods, such as Lord Indra, Swaihi, by their own respective Gananayakaihi, leaders of the servants, Vihita, furnished with Maha Arhanaha, valuable gifts such as sandalwood pulp and garlands, Sarvartu, in all seasons, Kusmastabaka, of bunches of flowers, Phala, of fruits, Kisalaya Sriya, by the opulence of shoots, Anamyamana, being bent down, Vitapa, whose branches, Lata, and creepers, Vitapa Bihi, by many trees, upasumbhamana, being fully decorated, ruchira, beautiful, kanana, gardens, ashrama ayatana, and many hermitages, Varsha Giri Dronishu, the valleys between the mountains, designating the borders of the tracts of land, Tatha, as well as Cha, also Amala Jala Asayeshu, in lakes with clear water, Vikacha, just fructified, Vividha, varieties, Nava Vanaruha Amoda, by the fragrance of lotus flowers, Mudita, enthused, Rajahamsa, great swans, Jalakukkuta, waterfall, Karandava, aquatic birds called Karandavas, Sarasa, cranes, Chakravaka Adibhi, by birds known as Chakravakas and so on, Madhukara Nikara Akritibihi, by the bumblebees, Upakujiteshu, which were made to resound, Jalakrida Adibihi, such as water sports, Vichitra, various, Vinodaihi, by pastimes, Sulalita, attractive, Surasundari Nam, of the women of the demigods, Kama, from lust, Kalila, born, Vilasa, pastimes, Hasa, smiling, Leela Avalokana, by playful glances, Akrishtamanaha, whose minds are attracted, Drishtaya, and whose vision is attracted, Svairam, very freely, Viharanti, engage in sportive engagement. Translation by His Divine Grace Bhakti Social Prabhupada ki. In each of those tracts of land, there are many gardens filled with flowers and fruits according to the season, and there are beautifully decorated hermitages as well. Between the great mountains demarcating the borders of those lands lie enormous lakes of clear water, filled with newly grown lotus flowers. Aquatic birds such as swans, ducks, water chickens, and cranes become greatly excited by the fragrance of lotus flowers, and the charming sound of bumblebees fills the air. The inhabitants of those lands are important leaders among the demigods, always attended by their respective servants. They enjoy life in gardens alongside the lakes. In this pleasing situation, the wives of the demigods smile playfully at their husbands and look upon them with lusty desires. All the demigods and their wives are constantly supplied with sandalwood pulp and flower garlands by their servants. In this way, all the residents of 8 heavenly varshas enjoy, attracted by the activities of the opposite sex. Purport. Here is a description of lower heavenly planets. The inhabitants of those planets enjoy life in a pleasing atmosphere of clear lakes filled with newly grown lotus flowers and gardens filled with fruits, flowers, various kinds of birds, and hummingbees. In that atmosphere, they enjoy life with their very beautiful wives, are always sexually stimulated. Nonetheless, they are all devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead, as will be explained in subsequent verses. The inhabitants of this earth are also desire such heavenly enjoyment, but when they somehow or other achieve imitation pleasures like sex and intoxication, they completely forget the service of the Supreme Lord. In the heavenly planets, however, although the residents enjoy superior sense gratification, They never forget their positions as the eternal servants of the Supreme Being. Hare Krishna. I neither have any qualification nor do I have any realization. Actually, I came to know Prabhuji will be sitting. I became a little scared. This is the first time. So I seek the blessings of seriously Radhe Shyam Prabhu is my worshipable God brother. And I don't know any other serious devotees, but they did. So I seek his blessing so that as a full number one, whatever I had in the past as your humble servant, I can.
Because some are coming on the
repeat.
weekend only. 2 minutes I'll introduce.
No, they already introduced.
Oh, many of them maybe. How many of you are seeing him first time?
Only 2 people.
See,
No, you saw me yesterday, right?
See, Yugal Kishore Prabhu. See, his name is Yugal Kishore Prabhu. He was in Singapore working at one point of time. He was introduced by a devotee there and picked up Krishna consciousness seriously in his company days. Later on, he came to Bombay, Chowpatty Temple. He joined there and he is very close associate of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, very senior devotee. So later on, he has been also preaching here in this area, Hyderabad in Telangana and also Andhra also. He speaks Telugu very fluently and also he was sent abroad. He is very good in both fundraising on one hand, on the other hand giving very good classes. So more important than giving classes and fundraising, he is a friend of everyone, I can say. When you go to America, when I am traveling, many places when I go, that leader of the communities, they say that we were originally introduced to Krishna consciousness by Yugal Kishore Prabhu. So, and then he was in New York, and then he was sent to Detroit. In Detroit, there is one Jagat Guru Prabhu who is the president there. So he was living in the temple, preaching very nicely. There's a very big Indian community which has sprung up there by the inspiration and preaching of Yugal Kishore Prabhu there. So when I was in Detroit, I could see everybody blissfully situated even in a country like America, and all of them are very actively preaching also. So with that community, he nearby Detroit, in the outskirts of Detroit, he came up with one project called Farmington Hills. There is a new temple there in Farmington Hills. So there also there is a very powerfully growing community. And next to that community, there is a Grand Rapids where they have recently purchased a very big church and that's expanding. So like this, from his preaching, many temples have expanded. There is one Frisco project coming in Dallas also. The main inspiration is Yugal Kishore Prabhu. He also travels across US to many places. So he assists in New York Bhakti Center fundraising. He's all Radhanath Maharaj. He goes to Brooklyn also. So he is famous both amongst the youths as well as the congregation in America. You tell somebody Yugal Kishore Prabhu, they will know him very well. So he is here. His mother is also taking some treatment. He is here with his mother for some period of time. It's our good fortune that he has a health treatment in Hyderabad. So he is with us for some time. He is going to give a Telugu lecture also today at 10:30 or what time? 10:30, yeah. 10:30 in the Dwaraka Hall. That's going to be a Vritrasura Leela in Telugu. Anybody wishes to join, you are most welcome. So now he is going to give us Srimad Bhagavatam in English. So let us welcome him to Shri Radha Madan Mohan. Haribo! Yugal Kishore Prabhu ki.
Radheshyam Prabhu is my worshipful Siksha Guru, and really there is little fear in my heart. I don't know why, because it never happened this many, But so because Prabhuji is sitting right in my front, so I need his blessings actually, Prabhuji. Thank you. So this chapter is entitled The Descent of River Ganges. So Ganga emanated from the lotus feet of Vamandev. It stayed for a long time, 100 millennium yugas. Wow. Usually we consider it 50 years, 80 years. Then she came down to Dhruvaloka and she stayed there for some time. Dhruva worshipped her, understanding that this water is coming from the lotus feet of his worshipful Lord, Hari, Vamandev. Then it came to Brahmaloka. From there it came to Sumeru mountain, split up into 4 parts. this Mother Ganga, Sita, Alakananda, Chakshu, Bhadra, became 4 parts and started flowing down. Started flowing down and came to, this we have 9 verses. First time I heard Bhumandala is different from Bhumi. That's a big lesson for me actually. So out of uh, these 9 verses, except Bharatavarsha, rest are all Swargalokas only. There is no karma. Only Bharatavarsha karma is there. So Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka, Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka, below Atala Vitala Sutala Talatala, Rasatal Patala, Mahatala Patala. So I heard this. I really do not know. I thought pleasure is there. Those people who have accumulated a lot of good karma only in heavenly planets. But recently, a person quoting from 5th canto, he said, except Bharatavarsha, rest of the verses, they're all lower Swargalokas. Means you will enjoy the benefits of the good karma you accumulated. But of course, Krishna does not approve the enjoyment of enjoyment in heavenly planets for those who are serious. Tete bhuktva, what is that? Swargalokam vishalam kshina punye martilokam vishanti. You stay there for a very long time, but once your punya karma is exhausted, you have to fall down to the martiloka. Once punya is exhausted. So Krishna, what is that? Evam tvai dharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kama labhante. So this will push you in the cycle of birth and death. So Krishna is thoroughly rejecting this in Srimad Bhagavatam. So they'll be wearing garlands, they'll live for thousands of years. And on the last year, there's a kind of like these places of enjoyment, it's like a continuous party going on. But in the last year, their garland fades. That is a sign they're going to die. That's when these ladies, they give birth to children. And I heard the pregnancy is only for 48 minutes, one muhurta, that's it. Children will come. You'll give birth to children and they die. Then they come to clouds, from clouds they come to the earth. So here, one day, anybody who hears the description, people may be encouraged to go there. Like some people are very encouraged to go to especially Indians, encouraged to go to Australia, America. Wow, But honestly speaking, after living there for a long time, I realized there is nothing here. So you go anywhere, same problem. Abhamma Bunaloka Punaravartana Arjuna. So up to Brahmaloka, there's cycle of birth and death only. Mamapeti Kaunte Dukhale Masashvatam. So then it's only a place of misery and temporary and of course filled with suffering. So that's why Shastras, those people who do not understand that, okay, let me go and enjoy, what is the use? Once that punya is exhausted, you have to come back. Sometimes in America, what people do, where I am from, it's very cold. Then they go to Florida. They go to Florida and enjoy. How many days you'll stay? 2 weeks. When you enjoyed heat, once you come back, this cold appears colder. And why did I go there, So better not go there. That's why Harismriti explains Prapyasya Brahmano Ritir. Your goal should be the Supreme Brahman, Hare Krishna. Prapyasya Brahmano Ritir. Praptuscha Pratyagatmana. So goal is clear. For that, what should I do? Paragatma Pratyagatma. Paragatma means sense enjoyer. Pratyagatma means sense control. Control your mind and senses. Then how do I attain that Supreme Brahman? How do I attain Krishna? Prapyupayam. There is a means. What does that means? Sadhana. Then you say, I do sadhana. Actually, sitting in Bhagavatam class is a sadhana. Then you say, what is the phala? Prasad. So the phala here is when you do sadhana, the phala is, your heart will be cleansed. You'll get rid of your impurities and you'll go back to Godhead. Yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramamama. Having gone there, nobody returns. So once your heart is cleansed, once you attain that love of God, you will go back to Godhead. Prapyupayam phalam prapte tadha prapti virodhicha. Okay, I'll do sadhana, I'll cleanse my heart, I'll go back to Godhead. Wait. There is an enemy to this process, Virodhi. Who is that Virodhi? Maya. Means the way cricketer is going to crease to make a century, with the same or redoubled determination, the bowler is planning to take him duck. Every ball is a fighter. That ball can take him out or he can score sixer. Likewise, every day for sadhaka, either you will be with Krishna or you will be with Maya. It's a choice. Minute to minute is a choice. Tadha prapti virodhicha. Then you say, then I need guidance, I need a manual. How to fight with Maya and stay focused on my goal. Vadanti sakala veda setihasa puranaka. Upanishads are there, Brahma Sutras are there, Puranas are there only for one thing. Just to keep on encouraging you. Stay on this path, not on this path. Path, not path of sense gratification, but nivritti marga, not pravritti marga. So, sadhana, but the manuals are given. Teacher is there, guru, and enemy is also there, but you have to be very careful. If you take it for granted, you will pay price. We all know Bharat Maharaj, little bit of neglect, yet increases birth by 2 more times. So though these pleasures are very entertaining, enlivening, and you're getting attracted to it, enticing, but they have no meaning. One day Matanga Rishi, Devatas appeared before him. Matanga Rishi said, wow, so many Devatas. Matanga Rishi, congratulations. What happened? You are the chosen one. Actually, sometimes in America, they take the lottery. And if your name comes in that lottery, they'll give you the green card just like that. So likewise, Matanga Rishi got the lottery. What is that lottery? Right now, you can accompany us to heavenly planets. Really? Thank you very much. What is so great about heavenly planets? Oh, the water is like nectar. There is so many, Karanda, Chakravaka, all these things, all these great, there's so beautiful birds, everything is clean, no pollution, no plastic, no, all the issues that you see on the planet. Please come. He said, how long will I live? You live 10,000 years. Amazing, such a long span. After that, what happens? He said, nobody asked this question. The moment we said, immediately they came. After that, you have to come back. Where? Here only. So even though the span is appearing for very long, but it is only that much long, then I have to come back. Then I have to continue the cycle of birth and death. We are sorry, nobody asked this. They became so enthused and you're asking these questions. So when I come back, will I know anybody that are here right now? You will not know anybody. Start afresh. I said, thank you very much. I want to go to that type of place where there is an eternal happiness, free from suffering. Not like this much happiness and this much suffering. Gulab Jamun, 30 seconds. We hear a lot, but what is the real pleasure of Gulab Jamun? I have not seen anybody, time is 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Hey, past 1 hour, what you're doing? Hey, enjoying Gulab Jamun. No, you finish it in 30 seconds. Okay, for variety, add samosa. Another 45 seconds or 1 minute. But at this gulab jamun, diabetes comes, the suffering you have to go through is unlimited. So in other words, this much happiness, this much suffering. That is this world. So Isolis Radhana Swami says, unless you are convinced of this fact, you cannot become a sadhaka, or you cannot become a preacher. You know, there is tiny pleasure, illusory though. So that's why sadhana, Mahaprabhu Bhaktaganera Vairagya Pradhan, Lord Chaitanya, when he sees his devotees, they become, viragis, they develop detachment. What is that? Yaradeki Prita, Hoy, Gaura Bhagavan. So he becomes very happy. When Mahaprakash Leela was going on, Lord Chaitanya said, bring Sridhar. Nobody knew Sridhar. As soon as I become devotee, I want the whole world to know I am a devotee. But nobody knew Sridhar. Who is Sridhar? Wow. If you go in this direction, you'll see Sridhar chanting actually. And in the nights, Sridhar would chant. In the daytime, he would do the simple business, thoroughly honest business he would do. But in the night, he would chant. Everyone knew the story. I just want to add one line. The neighbor would think he's crying out of hunger. He would throw a banana. Sridhar, eat. You're a bum. What will your Krishna give? Why don't you worship this? This demigod, Chandi. Honestly speaking, will become angry. One advantage with being poverty stricken is, even though you become angry, you cannot become angry because the reality is, they are showing the reality in the mirror. That's why Tvam akinchana gocharam. Janmaishwarya sruta shribir yedamana vadapuman nayarhat abhijautum vai Tvam akinchana gocharam. So Krishna is the property of impoverished. Then why Ambrish Maharaj is a great devotee? Maharaj Yudhishthira is a great devotee. Parikshit is a great devotee. One lecture I heard, even though they have everything, they considered themselves only the custodians, caretakers, but they never considered they never considered they own this property. That is more difficult actually. Because of this nature, they possessed. They occupied the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, but honestly speaking, if you compare ourselves with the Jnanis and Ashtanga Yogis, the austerities they do, we are nothing actually. But especially Iskcon, as it's progressing, we have Ekadasi pizza, Ekadasi pasta, Ekadasi idli also. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so magnanimous. What Brahma and Shiva are looking for? Why I am telling this is, we need to become serious. Deyam sada parivagna abhishtadoham tirdaspadam Siva virinchi nutam saranyam pratyardhyam pranatmala bhavdivotam vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. So Shiva and Brahma, they are not looking for green card. They are not looking for anything in this world. They are looking for Krishna Prema. That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given freely. By his glance, when he was going through, when he was on his way in his South Indian travel, anybody he would mercifully glance, he would give Krishna Prema. He gave it to Jagai Madai. How much sincere should I be? Ayar harti vaipamsam mudayanastam chenaso tasyarde kshanonita uttama shloka vartayat. Hey, there is no guarantee for tomorrow, sir. There is no guarantee for tomorrow. I have a family. Wife is an engineer. Husband is an engineer. No bad habits. But they are not devotees, very pious. Year after year, they would come to New Vrindavan. I would take care of them because they give little money to the temple. I tried my best to actually make them chant. When everything goes on very well, I think that is a problem. Good karma is actually bad karma. You know, one senior devotee, Govind Prabhu, came to America and he said, first time 2005, why should Americans need Krishna? When it is very hot, they'll switch on AC. When it is cold, they turn on heat. You don't need Krishna. So this family, if they are very pious, if you're atheistic, you have fear. As soon as you whoever you are, sir, ma'am, the moment you touch your body 50, your body starts failing. Life is like a half sine curve, not full. It will not come back. So for a non-devotee, it creates fear, and they start doing some pious activities. For people who are so-called pious, I have an insurance, spiritual insurance. Janmashtami we go here, Sunday we go here. Many times I tried. Why I'm telling this story, I'll tell in 1 minute. Many times I sincerely tried, but they didn't. We are happy giving donations. Once in Janmashtami, they would show up. Eventually, I moved to Detroit from New Vrindavan. That's where they are from. One day she called me and said, my husband fell down and we have a problem. This time they retired. They were retired. We need prasad. I said, don't worry, we'll supply from the temple. But he fell down, so I'll definitely come and see him. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen. I went. He was sitting in a wheelchair, and I had no names, of course. So, Prabhuji, I'm very sorry for what has happened. This is a garland from the temple. Take prasad. Suddenly he said, I want to go to bathroom. I said, come, I'll take you with the wheelchair. I'll take you to bathroom. He said, no, you cannot take. No, I can take you. No, you don't know what happened to me. Really? Then he pressed the bell. And one attendant came and he pressed one button. So from the top, as a 4 steel bars came, picked him up, put him on the on the bed. From there he was picked up like this. And they put him on the wheelchair. Means he said, I cannot even move. If I move a little bit, my bones will fracture. I was thinking in my mind, did he ever think a day like this would come where he'll be picked up by machines and taken to a bathroom? They may have a lot of money. And COVID ended. But do you know another COVID has already come? It's happening. Loneliness. Emptiness. People are lonely. 2018, Valentine's Day, BBC conducted a survey all over the world. 80% of people are lonely. Even married people, within marriage, they are lonely. Hare Krishna. So, the pages, these are there to encourage. Then why they are there, you'll ask. First thing is, every line in Bhagavatam is infused with the love of God. We need to have that type of consciousness, one devotee told me. Otherwise, if only pure devotional service is there, many people will become atheistic. To encourage them, the demigod worship is there. But a sincere sadhaka is never attracted towards that side actually. So, Krishna is telling in Uddhav Gita, Tvayopabhukta srugandha, vacho lankar charjita, uchishta bhojana vadasas, tava mayam jayemahi. So, bhakti is sushukam kartum avyayam. What you have to do? Easy bhakti. I was in 2008 Chowbari temple when I lived there for 2.5 years at that time. One day, when Prabhu Brahmachari class was happening, His Holiness Radhana Swami was taking that class. Any questions? Very interesting, I don't know how you will take it, this question and answer. Maharaj, I love eating sweets. Earlier, I used to ask somebody, give me sweets. And now I have got that type of position. I cannot tell. Then you'll understand who that person is. Now I got that type of position. I have access to this Mangal Bhog sweets every day. I'm eating them every day. But my desire of eating them is not going down. Maharaj, what should I do? All the brahmacharis, including me, holding the breath, what would be the answer? Maharaj said, please eat. And immediately everybody clapped. And Maharaj said, this is prasad, Mahaprasad, just eat. But he said, don't go out to the shops and don't eat outside sweets, but eat here. Then he said, anybody who was really, adopted strict rules, he said, in my experience, they couldn't continue. So 11th Canto Uddhav Gita says, mind is like a unbridled horse. You have to train the horse. You let the horse go in its way, turn it this side. The horse wants to go this side, turn it this side. So 11th Canto Prabhupada writes, Prabhupada disciples write, festivals, little bit of eating, and swimming and joking with brahmacharis is okay. But don't go beyond that. When you give little sense enjoyment, then mind is pacified and the body is pacified. Then, so that is how you will control the mind. But if you allow the mind to go for too much sense gratification, that horse will become very powerful, the mind like horse, and you cannot control. So, simply by decorating ourselves with garlands, fragrant oils, clothes, ornaments, that Krishna has already enjoyed. And by eating the remnants of Krishna's meals, Uddhav is telling, we, your servants, will indeed conquer this Maya, that Virodhi. So for that, we need to have full faith. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya is a Yugal Rupa, combination of Radha and Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee who will take me back to Godhead. Yamunacharya, I don't know the verse, but Sanatha Jivanam. What is that verse? Bhavan Charam Nirantara Prasanta Nisesha Manorathantara Nitya Kinkara Praharshishya Sanatha Jivanam. So, what is that? My Lord, you are my Natha, you are my master. But for outsiders, no. So we need to have, that is one of the qualities of surrender. Rakshati Shatiti Vishwaso. Krishna is my protector, not my 401k, not my intelligence, not my bank account. If you want, I can tell the story also. If Krishna's mercy is not there, there's a there's a famous doctor in Dallas. His name is Cooley, Denton Cooley. He is the one who invented this open heart surgeries. He would take $40,000 for one operation. $40,000 for one operation? Wow! Just do 3 operations, that day your income is 120k. Ooh. For somebody it's 1 year salary actually, 40,000 itself is 1 year salary for somebody. But what is the nature of this world? When your desires are fulfilled, when kama is fulfilled, it will lead to lobha, greed. When your desires are not fulfilled, it will lead to krodha, anger. And when your desires are fulfilled, it will increase your ahankar, false ego. When neighbors' desires are fulfilled, when you are praying for the same desires, you will become envious. So what is the thing? Prabhuji writes, Radhesham Prabhu, decrease your desires and live like a king. Don't increase your desires and live like a beggar. That's what a powerful statement. Huh? Just decrease your desires and live like a king. So, what is that? This person with that much money is making. Many of us will be happy. But what he did, to multiply his money, invested all the money in the stock market. American stock market, one day it goes up, next day it comes down. So one day stock market collapsed and all the money invested is gone. When this thing happened, it became a shock for him. He couldn't take it. Because of that, he developed little tremors. Tremors means handshake. With that handshake, he performed an operation. When he performed an operation, what happens? With the handshake, you're doing the open heart surgery. He killed the patient. His license was cancelled. This person who was making that much money and who actually invented the surgery, when he left the world, he had nothing. Actually, today in America, there is a village named after him actually. Denton Kuli. So Krishna is the one. If Krishna sanctions, Pandavas, Krishna sanctioned Pandavas got Akshapatra and they were eating also. But Krishna's sanction is not there, you will not get anything. Lord Chaitanya, he said, we are all going to Jagannath Puri. Nityananda Prabhu, Jagadananda Pandit, Mukunda, are you bringing anything with you? No, my Lord, I am not bringing. Good, we have to depend on Krishna and we'll go. So morning, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is always like this only. And actually not that problems don't come. Please pay attention. They came to one toll. The toll guy saw Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is always crying. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kantana. When he saw Lord Chaitanya, he immediately was affected. Sadhu. What toll he will take? So he lifted the gate and said, my Lord, please, thank you. He offered obeisance also. Please go. Before going, he asked, do you have anybody with you? Lord Chaitanya said, I don't have anybody. I came to this world alone and I leave this world alone. Okay, they left. Lord Chaitanya crossed the gate and left. Then Nityananda Prabhu, Mukunda and Jagadananda Pandit, they all came. Hey, pay the toll. Pay the toll. So they don't have money. They don't have the money. Can you believe this? Nityananda Prabhu, Balramji, he put the blade of grass on the head of, Romaharshi and killed him. But they pay the money. We don't have money. No, if you don't have money, you cannot cross. Hare Krishna, I was reading this. Material world is difficult for anybody. How many of you agree? Then Lord Chaitanya went. So Lord Chaitanya went and sat there. He started crying. Then I think, he was influenced when he saw Lord Chaitanya. Do you know him? Very well. We are, he becomes always ecstatic. We have to take care of him. We are his caretakers. Then he said, can you tell him to give me mercy? Oh, definitely. But now he's in. So for us to tell him to give mercy, you should let us go through the gate. So he immediately opened the gate, go. Then he took then he went to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya, he fell at Lord Chaitanya's feet. Lord Chaitanya looked at him with his tears. And when he offered obeisance, Lord Chaitanya blessed him. Means it's like winning the lottery, Oh, what is your good fortune? You are working there. And that's it. He got, Lord Chaitanya's mercy he got. Haribol. The point I'm trying to tell is, it's not easy for anybody in this world. You agree? So, what is that? We need to have but when Krishna is there, we have genuine faith, Krishna will take care of everything. One day, one cow was being chased by a tiger. The cow was running very fast to somehow escape. But cow had no other choice to escape from the tiger. The cow jumped into what cow thought was a lake. He jumped into the lake, but it is not a lake. I don't know how many of you know quicksand, daldar. In Telugu they call it ubi. So this cow fell in that, quicksand. Immediately, tiger, with an intent to kill the cow, came and jumped on the tiger and on the cow, but it could not jump properly. Again, tiger also fell in the, that water-filled quicksand. And quicksand, if you try to come out, you'll drown. So tiger was stuck, cow was stuck. And the time is running out. Tiger said, you come a little closer, help me. I will go outside and bring you out. Cow said, I'm not a fool, number one. The moment I come close to you, you'll kill me. You'll fill your stomach and then you'll jump, standing on my body. The tiger said, there's a difference between you and me. I have a boss, you don't have. I have a boss, you don't have. The cow said that. The moment when sun sets, my boss will come looking for me. I have an atha, I have a master, but you don't have. So what he'll do, he'll look for me and he'll bring me out. Because you don't have a master, you have to die in this. So sorry, I cannot help you and I don't need your help also. We'll sit here comfortably. Exactly, sun was setting. The cowherd boy understood. Hey, the cow is not there. All the cows are there, one cow is missing. He started calling. When he called, this is Amma. Okay, it's here. He brought a rope. He did not even look at the tiger. He brought the rope and he pulled the cow. Cow told tiger, bye-bye. Went home. So, the point is, many times we take the time for granted. The way clouds don't know the power of the wind, we don't know the power of time. I don't want to become 30 or 30, 40, 50, 60 also. Time will be running. Nobody can bribe the time. Nobody can stop the time. And suddenly one day doctor will tell, hey, you have only 1 month left. What will you do? For devotees, we have a hope. Krishna is my maintainer. Krishna is my protector. Rakshatishyati dishoto goptrutve pranantata. With that feeling, Atmaniksheva Karpanya, Shadvida Sharanagati. For that, what should you know? Krishna is my maintainer, Krishna is my protector. Serve Krishna, body, mind, and words with the humility. For that, do whatever is favorable. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varja. So, I'm coming to an end. So, what is that? What is the power of time? One day in Dwarka, Krishna was in the Rukmini's palace. Krishna said, can you see the, Rukmini, that ant is looking for a few grains of sugar? What is the power of time? He was in the past lives 2-3 times, few times he was Indra. But now because of the power of time, he became ant. Istvindra gopa matavindra mahosva karma. Bandhanurupa labhajanamatanam. Karmani nirdhayati kintucha bhakti bhajam govindamadi pushimtam bhajam. So Krishna has control of time. Everything Krishna has control. What do we have control? The desire to serve Krishna. Sincerely, So, what is that? The power of the, here, what binds this world? Lust. Janmaidanadi sukamehi gruhimhi tucham kanduhinena karayoriva dukkha dukkam. Male and female attraction. Maithunagara, Prabhupada calls it. Bilamangala Thakur was infatuated by Chintamani. And to that such an extent, father died. Everyone was actually, in the rejecting. What type of family he came from. And today he became very attached to the prostitute. And having given up the company of his wife and family. But still, he became shameless actually. But when he understood by Krishna's grace, he went to Vrindavan, he poked his eyes and attained the perfection. And he writes this, Bhaktistai Bhagavan Stiratara Edishat Daivena Falata Divya Kishore Murti Muktim Kulitanjali Sevate Srimad Dharmarthakam Samya Gataya Pratishtha. One day, one lady came to his home, beautiful lady. And she brought 3 more ladies. Bilamula said, Sir, she told him, my name is Muktikanta. What do? I give liberation. You want liberation? And this lady is a Kamakanta. She gives sense gratification left and right. And that lady gives you religiosity, this lady gives you artha. So we are all at your doorstep. Please allow us to serve you. He said, don't come here and spoil my reputation. I'm already, if you perform bhakti, that Daiva Kishore Murti. So Krishna, the 16-year-old boy, Kishore, he'll come and you'll have a loving exchange with him. I'm so satisfied with having loving exchanges. Minute to minute it's different. I'm not interested. So this person who was very infatuated to the lower level sense gratification, today is rejecting dharmartha kama moksha, and I don't want this. In other words, if you do bhakti leading to prema, you can even reject the purusharthas, dharmartha kama moksha. Yadavadi mama cheta Krishna padaravinde Navanava rasa dhamani udditam rantum asat. Tadavati bhata nari sangamasvarivane bhavati mukvikara sushtu nishtivanancha hutu. He's telling this. Wow, this person who was so much infatuated. Yamunacharya was a king before. But because of Ram Mishra, because of his grandfather Nathmuni, he got the mercy and became a great Acharya. And he's telling, in my previous lives I used to do this, but now I have that type of loving exchanges with Krishna. I'm so happy, blissful. I don't need these lower pleasures. We have to enjoy somewhere. You want to enjoy bhakti pleasure or lower pleasures? Lower pleasures cause bondage. Bhakti pleasure causes liberation. Manayeva Manushyanam Karana Bandha Moksha. Mind is the reason for liberation, mind is the reason for bondage. Oh, enjoy pleasure, enjoy taking darshan of Krishna, enjoy eating prasad, enjoy service, higher pleasures. Time is running out. We should utilize today. Tomorrow will never come. Let us invest on today. Sometimes people think, one person coming to Bhakti Ruksha, I asked him, Prabhu, increase your rounds. I'll increase when my daughter comes to college. I said, how old is your daughter? 2 years. So, she wants to increase from 1 round to 2 rounds after 18 years. Wow, all goes to your hope, your confidence. Jayapada Maharaj said one time very nicely, for non-devotees, Maya convinces this is bogus, this is useless. I have some people in America, they took a vow, we never step on the footsteps of Iskcon temple. Chi! You guys, you don't even take coffee and tea? Onion, garlic, world changed so much. Nowadays women are drinking all these things. You guys, such primitive. You have such a primitive mentality. So, they have taken vows. One day I was doing participation, it's cold like anything. And one guy, I knocked at the door, windshield. He lowered it. What do you want? Prabhuji, Bhagavad Gita, take it. He looked at me, Indian actually. Immediately lowered, but he lifted his glass. Before lifting the glass, he said, I don't need Gita, my life is all set. So, wow, your life is all set? Exactly 6 months later, COVID came. Many people lost jobs in America. If you're a citizen, you lose job, no problem. But if you're Indian, naturally it's difficult. So that is how Maya. For non-devotee, this Maya says, this is all bogus, don't do it. For a devotee, definitely you can surrender. I know Krishna is Supreme Personal of Godhead, but surrender next year. Then next year will come, one more year. That year will never come actually. Finally, I'll surrender in 2 months. That 2 months, okay, next month. Finally, say I'll surrender tomorrow. Good. Today you give it to me. I'll surrender now. Next round, not this round. This one round I give it to me. I'll surrender. This mantra. Burjan Prabhu says, don't chant 16 rounds, chant one mantra only. One mantra at a time. Otherwise, okay, I'll surrender next round, this round, first round, family, second round, children, third round, visa, fourth round. Hey, you're chanting 16 rounds, your mind has gone, your mind is somewhere. So Maya has taken, it's like shooting an empty gun actually. So, so the point is, one has to have a vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. But actually Varsana Maharaj told me, don't worry about the tiny defeats. Small, 2-3 times and tiny defeats. You have to be compassionate to yourself also. Small problem, you're defeated by Maya here and there. Don't worry, but focus on the end goal. Otherwise, okay, yesterday it happened, I should not have happened, it should not have happened, I should not have done this. Then today is also wasted. That's why the end goal, sadhana. So these are the few thoughts that came to my mind. I'm honest. I'm really good for nothing. And I'm very grateful. Prabhu is sitting and encouraging with his loving glance. That's why I could speak whatever I could speak. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it here. Any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dana Pranam. Prabhuji, what must be our mindset when having prasadam, Prabhu? Because sometimes we don't get that kind of sense gratification, or it can be anything, but why it happens, like why we can't able to enjoy the prasadam sometimes.
One person said, Prasad means Prabhura Sakshat Darshan. In our temple, I'll tell you, our temple entrance, we have prasadam served upstairs. Everyone knows prasad is upstairs. Unfortunately, one day we told in the class, Prasad means Prabhura Sakshat Darshan. Means Prasad is directly Krishna. Many people nowadays, they are thinking, I'll take darshan of Krishna directly only. They are not even, I'm honest, they are not even entering the temple. See, all glories to, means, so not like that. When devotees with love and devotion offer food to Krishna, when it is with love and devotion transferred, actually if we eat prasad with love and devotion, we make a lot of progress actually. But we should learn. No doubt it is very tasty to senses. Kali Yuga people are very sensual. But that's why Lord Chaitanya knew the weakness. So while eating, if the taste is Krishna, the taste of gulab jamun is Krishna, you'll make a lot of progress. The taste of Kerala is Krishna. Prabhu, there are so many stories in Iskcon actually. One time, our temple vice president, I don't know what made him. Because people are picky and choosy, what he did, what he would do? He would mix everything. Sambar on the sambar, he would put rice on the rice, gulab jamun on the gulab jamun, halwa on the halwa, again, Kerala sabji, and he would mix it. Devotees would put that finger like this and pick up that unwet, the dry papad from there. So, but anyway, I don't know why I said this. But simple thing, eat prasad. Prabhupada said, you are an alcoholic. When you drink alcohol, the taste of alcohol is Krishna. You think you'll give up alcoholism. Chaitanya Charitamrita is all about the devotees coming together talking about Krishna and eating prasad. Eat nicely. But this is Krishna's mercy. Krishna is giving. Govinda Nama Sankirtan. Just ask, eat prasad, this is Krishna's mercy. Krishna is, I am fallen, Krishna is giving this mercy. One devotee asked how to eat prasad to Radhana Swami, His Holiness Radhana Swami. Maharaj said, say Mahaprasad prayers nicely. Sarira Vidya Jal, say Mahaprasad prayers nicely. And with gratitude eat. You will make more progress. Does it answer your question?
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the beautiful class. English, very nice pastimes and nice illustrations. Thank you. Very nice to us. I had one question. In this translation and purport, we see that there's a very striking point I observed. One very striking point. One is, in this material world, especially on earth, when people do sense gratification, they become forgetful of the Lord. Whereas the demigods, they are also doing sense gratification, but they don't forget the Lord. So we say, Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya apahrita chetasam. So how is it that this demigods mati is not, the apahrita is not happening to them? Taya apahrita chetasam.
You can add, but actually, they are the universal administrators. They were taken up the service. They are fixed up in their service. So because they are very fixed up in their service, and they are doing it, they are doing the service, they are given this facility. Like a person who is doing a collector job, he is given a car and facilities, because he is holding responsibility. So likewise in this, for demigods, people who are situated in mode of goodness, of course Maharaj says, in the metal world there is no pure mode of goodness. It is always tinged with passion and ignorance in the metal world. But because they are the universal administrators controlling the universal affairs, that is a prerogative that is given to them. So that still they continue their service. High level of mode of goodness, though it's mixed with other things. That's my answer. For example, Kardamuni and Devhuti, they were in actually, forest. Kardamuni understood, she wants children. She is serving very wonderfully. But forest is it's purely mode of goodness. So you need a separate place for children to happen. So likewise, so he created an aerial mansion. Then, once the children happened, she came up, immediately left. So why he was focused on the goal of the life? So likewise, demigods also, they are when we are situated in high mode of goodness, we are supported by Shastrajnan with sharpened intelligence. But in this metal world, goodness is there, it's very low, and Raja and Tamu are both high. That's why it will take us away. The environment is not so much favorable. So that's what I see, and you can add further if you if you like.
Hare Krishna. There is one type of people, they delight in sense gratification, completely forgetful of the Lord. Another type of people, they indulge in sense gratification, but they are repentant also. Repentant. Repentant. They are dragged by sense gratification, and they are repentant also. Then there are people who have opportunity for sense gratification, but they throw it away and they engage in the service of the Lord. So there are different types of people. So I also felt the same way as you said, that these demigods, they have done a lot of punya in the past, due to which they are put in opulent positions. And even while reaping the fruits of their punya, they don't become forgetful of the Lord. Like here also we find many Vaishya families. If you go to their homes, very lavish facilities they have. They have time when they worship the Lord also, and they have the time for enjoyment also. So there is a kind of blend of both. So they have gratitude to God for what He has provided. But that type of life will repeatedly bring them back. As you said there, Shine Punya Marjala Permission. Unless at least one should begin with repentance for sense gratification. There is one verse where he says, Nayatra Narayana Pada Pankaja. Smriti Pramushta Atishayandri Utsava. Actually, they are repenting that we are becoming forgetful of Narayana. They are saying. So, which means at least they are repentant. They are remembering the Lord. See, only a person who remembers can say that we are forgetting you. Otherwise, how can they say?
Amazing.
Isn't it? They are repentant. So, at least I feel that mixed devotees or even practicing devotees, we should begin with repentance. And there's a possibility of giving up sense gratification. Otherwise, sense gratification, if somebody is like Indra becoming a pig, he completely became forgetful. Yeah. So your example of that tiger and cow story was extraordinary. Beautiful it was. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it Hare Krishna? Is it possible that from heavenly planets also they can directly go back to Godhead?
Is it possible from
By
heavenly
doing devotion there also?
No, nice question. It was, this question was asked again and again and again. Somebody you ask somebody. Actually, it's possible. Why not? From Brahman also you can go back to Godhead, or if you go to heavenly planets, you can go back to Godhead. But the environment is not congenial. One day I asked one devotee, where are you going? Disneyland. For what? Prabhu, छुट्टी मिल रहे हैं, उधर बैठ के जप करेंगे. So nobody goes to Disneyland to do the chanting, So likewise, nobody goes to heavenly planets to do the chanting. I mean, from here it is easy. There is enough suffering, So it's like a prison house, You have a lot of suffering, and there is not too much suffering that you are killed. There is some suffering that will remind you the temporary nature of this world. Actually, that's what, Chaitanya Charitamrita and all, So all these devatas are trying to come to heavenly planets because of the mercy that is available. Because one lifetime, and you can go back to Godhead. It's like that, So from here it is easy. Easy, right? There is enough suffering to remind you the temporary nature of this world, but the suffering not so much also, So, but this area is congenial for practicing bhakti. Alex, Is any other question? Somebody said, who raised their hands? Okay. Thank you very much, and please do forgive me if I've spoken anything wrong as your humble servant, but very grateful for your patient audience. Thank you, Radha Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Thank you, Hare Krishna.